A lot more people who were younger and women and people of color, everybody came out and was like, no, I like what he's doing. I like what he did those 4 years.
Trump has awoken a sleeping giant within the Republican and conservative movement. It's what we've all wanted for years now.
Some Republicans have said it's time to turn to someone else, that Trump is too divisive with swing voters, and that other potential candidates, such as Ron DeSantis of Florida, can generate the same excitement among conservatives without the same baggage. But Rawson thinks because those candidates are unproven, Trump is the safest bet.
The DeSantis we like today may not be the DeSantis of tomorrow, or whoever that Republican candidate may be. We know with a fact and confidence that the Trump today will be the Trump tomorrow.
At SDSU, Jeff Lasky, ABC 10 News.
While the Republican students that we spoke with all supported Donald Trump, the independent students each said that a less divisive candidate would be more likely to convince them to vote Republican in 2024.
Continuing to follow this developing story, fire crews are mopping up after a brush fire near Friars Road and Interstate 5 in the Marina area. We first brought you this live at 5 o'clock. No structures are threatened. Several firefighters are on hand at the river bottom. We will bring you updates as we get them. Santa Ana winds are on the way to San Diego. This is video from the East County. You can see a bit of breeze earlier with the little flags blowing there in the wind. And in a few hours, a high wind warning takes effect in parts of the county. Meteorologist Angelica Campos is tracking those conditions. What do you know, Angelica?
Well, Wally, clearly not too windy this afternoon, but the winds are starting to pick up, and you can see what's happening around the county here as we look at the wind gust. In Big Black Mountain, 23 miles per hour over towards Alpine, gust already getting close to 30 miles per hour. And the official high wind warning hasn't even started. We still have 2 hours to go before it begins or before it goes into effect. It'll stay in effect until 10 p.m. on Wednesday, and those winds will become widespread during the course of the morning tomorrow, impacting everyone. But the areas with the potential for damaging winds are under the high wind warning. I'll give you a closer look at what to expect hour by hour in our 7-day forecast. Wale?
Thank you, Angelica. We're closing in on Thanksgiving Day, but this year prices for many Thanksgiving staples are higher than years past.
You're feeling it, aren't you? It's causing some San Diegans to change their plans and also having an impact on local grocery stores. ABC 10 News anchor Lindsay Pena is live at one store with a closer look at that impact. Lindsay?
Yeah, that's right, Wale and Kim. We're at Barron's in North Park. They are a locally based grocery chain, and they say they are feeling it just like you are at home. But they're trying to make sure that they still have everything that you need for this Thanksgiving holiday. And they're not raising prices on some staples, including these rotisserie chickens here. This price has stayed the same. We're going to talk with Rachel from Barron's a little bit more about that and some other things that you can pick up here in just a little bit. But as you mentioned, people changing their habits this year because of rising prices. We talked to some customers outside today who said that in some instances they're foregoing the holiday altogether.
It's pretty expensive shopping now these days. Like everything's like $60 like for like a turkey, and that's too expensive. So I'd rather not like spend a lot of money. I'm just not gonna like spend anything and just like lay back since Christmas is coming up.
Now, as we told you last hour, turkey prices are up 17% from last year, but there are other meat options out there if money is tight and you're willing to be flexible with your menu. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, beef and veal prices are actually down 3.6% from last year. And just in the last month, chicken prices, you heard me talk about the rotisserie chicken, are down 1.3%. For side dishes, potatoes are down about 3% from last month, and apples for that American tradition apple pie are also down about 3%. As promised, Rachel Shemrani from Barron's back again to talk all things grocery. You guys were saying, you know, just being a smaller chain, you're dealing with issues as well.
Absolutely. We place our turkey orders in January every year. So we went to our initial supplier and they told us they could not help us. They would not have enough turkeys for us. Then we went to a secondary supplier. They said you could place your order, but you may not get the turkeys. Yes. So we were biting our nails up until this weekend. On Saturday, we got our turkey delivery in, and we are so thankful because we've been worrying about this since January.
Oh my goodness. So you guys do have turkeys for people that want them, but you were saying, you know, a lot of people this year might be doing kind of a potluck or a Friendsgiving. You guys have a lot of ready-made stuff that might be a good option for
Exactly.
people.
I think this Thanksgiving is all about thinking outside the box. Not everyone's going to have the traditional Thanksgiving dinner. So for our soup, for instance, you can get a 32-ounce portion of soup, which is about 4 servings, for $9.99. And that is a great side dish and a great alternative. Some people don't want turkey. They want to have rotisserie chicken. I know that's an everyday item, but you could dress it up with some sides, fresh baguettes, some soup, some salad from our salad bar, and keep the cost low, but the meal exciting.
So, you know, everybody knows things are up, but you were saying you guys are trying to kind of keep the cost the same on certain staple items.
Absolutely. We're working really hard. Something like eggs, the cost of our eggs are $4.84 a dozen. We're selling them for $4.99 a dozen. Our turkeys, we're really, really working hard not to raise any of the prices through the holidays because we know it's tough for everyone out there right now.
And you guys live here too in San Diego, you know.
Exactly.
Cost of living is just really high.
Exactly.
So everybody's trying to make it. Thank you so much, Rachel. We really appreciate the insight.
Thank you.
Barron's in North Park, and Barron's has locations all over San Diego County.
Yes.
So there is one near you. Thank you so much for being with us today here at Barron's in North Park. For now, I'm going to send it back to you, Wale and Kim.
Everyone feeling that pinch, Lindsay, including the grocery workers, man.
A lot of good ideas, though, of ways we could do it a little differently, and who doesn't like chicken? So you can dress it up always. Thank you, Lindsay. New data, similar struggles. Coming up, Team 10 looks into the city's ambulance provider and where a new report says it's still falling short.
Plus, it's turning heads on a local street. The special meaning behind this billboard featuring a message from a well-known coach. That's all coming up in just 2 minutes.
Coming up, breaking news, at least 2 dead in Poland just over the Ukrainian border from a missile. Russia denying responsibility. President Biden briefed the emergency meeting in Poland. Also breaking news involving former President Trump and 4 college students dead in a targeted attack. Next.
The former president, Donald Trump, is talking from Mar-a-Lago in Florida right now. This is live coverage. He hasn't formally announced just yet, but said America has come back, and the comeback starts now. During the speech, he is saying the country was prosperous a few years ago. North Korea, China, and Russia were in check, quote unquote, and respected him. And we continue to monitor. Yes, some news organizations are reporting that he has filed the paperwork to run for president. So we will continue to listen to the president and bring you those updates. New data, but a familiar story, the shortfalls. Team 10 has been keeping top of San Diego's ambulance company, Falck, which took over the contract about a year ago.
The latest struggles will be talked about during the public safety meeting tomorrow. But investigator Melissa Messia got the information today and shows us where the trouble lies, Melissa.
Wale and Kimberly, one of the big areas has been and continues to be unit hours. That's the daily number of total hours ambulances are scheduled. That number is supposed to be 1,008 hours per day, but that hasn't been the case. Public records I requested show that for the third quarter, July, August, September, Falck only met the required hours 10 times. This is what then top management from Falck told the city council during public meetings in early 2021 before it officially took over the contract.
You are committing to the service hours that you put forth within your response to the RFP. Is that correct?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. We've gone through this entire process. We've built this plan together to commit those resources. So unequivocally, yes.
One of our critical path items is to make sure that we have the staffing level day one to meet the unit hours that we promised.
Falck is also contracted to reach certain hours for advanced life support. Those are ambulances staffed with at least one paramedic. Data here, it shows it failed every month since the company took over last November. I spoke to Falck's managing director, Jeff Boehm, in September, and this is what he told me then. Can you confidently say that you think there will be an improvement next quarter?
That's hard to say. I want to tell you that there will be an improvement. I would be happy to say that we will improve. We're doing everything we can to improve on our response times, but also to improve on our staffing.
I also asked for response times and any penalties against Falck in my latest public records request, but that was not given to me. Late this afternoon, Falck told me the entire healthcare system is facing a national staffing shortage coming out of the pandemic. The spokesperson said they are working with San Diego Fire on initiatives focused on putting more paramedics and EMTs in the field. Hopefully, Kimberly Wale, we will learn more details on that plan tomorrow during the meeting, which starts tomorrow morning. Melissa Masiha, Team 10.